internet, or have no information about what good, what interesting place to go are there, like entertainment places. So our solution came up was to make a guidebook or something, and or do touring for them, so that they can make friends, know the good locations to play or something.
Okay, perfect. So let me show you how this process doesn't just work for like a website. It could work for your service. So a persona, one of the person that you're describing is, it could be you, right? So you are, remind me your name, I'm sorry.
Katsumi.
Katsumi. So Katsumi, you could be our persona one, Katsumi. And just describe yourself, describe the state that you're in right now. What would it be?
I came here the last spring, and I've been studying at the UW. I'm studying, basically I'm studying, my major is law in Japan, but here I'm studying kind of fundamental stuff of business, like basic finance, accounting, or something like that. And now I'm working as an intern in an initiative, is a non-profit organization, and pursuing a project which is like to invite Japanese musicians to here so that they can hold a concert. So we are negotiating with some Seattle Symphony, Seattle Art.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Okay. So what you just described to me was a persona. So me learning about Katsumi, I need to put this down. I get nervous. So me describing Katsumi, it gave me a lot of information on the type of people that I want to serve. So if I wrote down everything I could about Katsumi, his needs, his desires, the problems that he has here in the United States, here in Seattle, the type of people he wants to meet, the type of things he wants to do, I get to understand Katsumi. So one thing you can do is interview the type of people you think might need your service, might need your product. So I would say Katsumi is one of my personas. Now, one scenario, one problem that I could try to solve, you have to listen for a problem that Katsumi has. Katsumi, what would you say is one of your biggest personal problems or difficulties being in Seattle, being a not transfer student, being a student in Seattle?
Like we have done this, like we have talked in the discussion. The difficulty I felt was the biggest difficulty I found was to find American friends or jump in some American group or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So a common problem for people like Katsumi?
Yep.
People like Katsumi is meeting American people in natural ways, like in things that they do, correct? So that could be one scenario. A scenario is Katsumi Katsumi wants to meet American students, period. That's a scenario. Now what I can't do right now is how do you solve that? But you just identified a problem, and I assume that you guys have a process or a thought of a solution to that problem. So what is one of your solutions to that problem?
To meet with some American, or since I have some Japanese friends who have been living here longer than me, I can meet them and I can ask them to introduce their friends as my friends.
Absolutely. So the process of networking, of connecting other people that you know to people that I know, or connecting you guys to people that I know. I know obviously a lot of American students. I could introduce you. So the engineering piece is, how do I make that a product? How do I solve that problem and potentially make money off of it? Because I would assume that you guys would be willing to sacrifice something, whether it's payment or time, you would sacrifice something to solve this problem. So the engineering piece is focusing on that scenario and trying to solve it by creating a product or a service. Now, commonly you would think of, oh, we could build like a website, like a small a guidebook of the types of events going on in University District where there are friendly American students. And part of the idea might be that Japanese students have visited first to approve of it. You know, it's good, it's safe, they're good people, nice people, and you have a list of these opportunities for Japanese students to meet American students on a website, like a directory. And you go off and build it. So right now you develop it, you design it, you solve that problem. So that's just one small example of how you can use scenario-focused engineering to build a solution to a problem. So you start with the persona, you identify your audience, like who are the people that have this problem, and try to get to know as much as you can about them, interview them, observe them, ask them questions on the street, stop people on the street, try to get to know them. For me at Microsoft, what it means is we have technology that allows us to watch people use the website, or we'll invite people into our office and we'll sit with cameras all over, cameras on top, looking at their keyboard, watching how they use everything on the website, trying to understand like what problems are they facing, and we'll ask them to speak to us. So, you know, say, talk to us about what you're doing right now. Talk to me about what's going on in your head. So I, as a product manager, I get to understand the problems that they're trying to solve, the needs that we haven't met, or maybe the needs that we have met. It's not always about doing things improperly. It's also about understanding what you're doing well. But then I come up with scenarios. So after I've interviewed people, I'll have a list of, you know, maybe 10 scenarios saying our product, Microsoft.com, needs to focus on these 10 scenarios. We'll take these 10 scenarios, and within each 10 scenario, each one of those 10 scenarios, we might have, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different items, you know, 5 different tasks that we need to do. It might be to make the checkout process easier, you know, improve visibility of the buy button, add more pictures, have a video walkthrough of the product, or something like make it easy for me to translate this page into another language. So these are features. So what you have here is features. So a lot of you, when thinking about a product, it's really exciting to start thinking about the features of your product. But you know, Mark Zuckerberg, starting Facebook, he didn't start thinking about all the features that Facebook was going to have. It evolved over time. He knew a persona. That persona was Harvard University students. And Harvard University students who want to meet people of the opposite sex. Natural problem in college. So he created Facebook with a number of features to solve this person's problem. And that's scenario-focused engineering.